you see an announcement from Netflix, the #1 movie in America. They're not touting it. It's just fine, chump change there, and the merch has rolled out. It's insane the amount of merch, certain items selling out. They've got they could well end up winning best animated feature at the Oscars and best song. So I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. Rob, not sure if you've seen it yet.
I have not seen. I've seen the movie on Netflix, but I didn't see this sing along.
Anyone who wants to chime in with thoughts, it's a Fathom event.
Yeah, I think this is pretty awesome. This is a movie that wasn't supposed to go to theaters. It's just supposed to be free on Netflix. Netflix, taking 20%. I don't think that was their whole point of putting it in theaters. They want people to subscribe to Netflix to watch it over and over and over again, because this is a movie you can watch today. You don't have to go to the theater to watch it, but people did. They went for that community to sing it out loud, to go, with other people that like this movie. To go and kind of celebrate it at the theater. The point wasn't to make money on it, because it never was supposed to make money, because it was supposed to be free on Netflix, but they wanted to bring people over back to their subscription. They want more subscribers that can watch it over and over and over again. What's crazy to me is that this movie was made for $100 million. It was sold to Netflix for I think they said 20 million. And Sony just completely lost big on that. They lost out on all of the merchandising, putting it in theaters. They lost out on box office money. They just completely lost out, because they're comparing it to Disney's Frozen. This is Netflix's Frozen. This is their new franchise that they can make a lot of money off of, and they plan to as well, because they're looking at making sequels. They're looking at making a live action, and I'm glad that they're starting to roll out with merchandise, because I think that a lot of people don't really have faith in these movies, so they will skimp out on the merchandise. But I've seen a lot of TikToks where people want the merchandise for this movie. They're making their own merchandise for this movie. Yeah. Little kids are wanting their birthday parties to be K-pop Demon Hunter themed, and there's nothing out there for that right now. So the parents are having to kind of DIY their own thing. So this is huge right now, and it has the potential to be even bigger, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Anyone else want to comment on this? This is
69.
Truly a phenomenon. I think Sony blew it by not understanding.
Well, they could still make the sequel, right?
Well,
so that's where they're going to do some negotiating. I
diminishing returns there.
When it's time to make the sequel, everybody's going to be looking for that. So I think that's where Sony's going to have a lot of sway in those negotiations. And maybe they threw it out there for that reason, not knowing if this thing would sell. Because if you put it directly to theaters, does this have the same buzz if it came out in theaters initially versus going to Netflix? Whereas if you throw it on Netflix, it has a wider audience. People can watch it, pick it up, and it can catch fire. I don't know if it catches fire if it's in theaters the same way that it caught fire being on Netflix. That's one of the questions I have. I'm not sure about that, but I think when it comes to the sequel, they're going to dominate those talks, because you guys want another one, don't you? All right, let's talk.
Yeah, but I mean, did Netflix buy the rights to K-pop Demon Hunter, or does Sony still have it? Which means
no, they bought the rights
that the sequels could easily come to theaters. This also shows how superior the theatrical experience is compared to watching this at home. And I think that's the important thing to understand is, I think if all said and done, I think people would rather watch this in the theater than on their big television at home.
Yeah. But I do think this is a Frozen level phenomenon. I mean, and I would say this, Frozen had 2 good songs in that movie. This has a lot more good songs.
Yeah. It's a full
song. 7 out of the 8 songs charted in the Spotify top 8.
Yeah.
On Saturday, there were the top 8 songs downloaded on Spotify were K-pop, or the top 7 of the top 8 were K-pop Demon Hunter songs.
Yeah. This is the biggest girl group. I read that this is the biggest girl group to chart since Destiny's Child.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's
crazy. Look, I'm happy for it. I'm really disappointed that Netflix doesn't think theatrical matters. I know from their bottom line it doesn't, but I feel the movies that are released theatrically have more value on streaming We've seen articles about it. It just is true. And even Paramount responding by saying, we're not making streaming movies. We're going to make movies and we'll release them in theaters and then they'll come on streaming, but we're not making movies for streaming. So thoughts on this, and then I have another box office related story.
Well, Chris,
yeah,
I mean,
I'll chime in real quick. I think for Netflix, theatrical doesn't matter for them. They're a tech company. They're not a studio. So for them, this is all product. This isn't like art for them. This is just a product in their tech machine, right? So it doesn't make sense for them to go to theatrical at all. Like for the bottom line, it's better that it just stays on their platform so that you have to go to their platform. So
the other thing is
I completely understand why Netflix is, has the stance that they have on theatrical.
Yeah, the other thing is it costs money to put a movie in a theater, and that cost is mostly advertising. How much advertising did Netflix spend on K-pop Demon Hunter in theaters?
Zero.
None.
It was all
so it was no scratch off their nose.
None. Yeah, social media did the advertising for them, to be honest. With everybody, I mean, I scroll and every other video is a K-pop Demon Hunter one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you see people in theaters singing along? Is that on I'm not on TikTok.
Oh, it's on TikTok. Yeah, it's on TikTok and Instagram. They're having a blast. They have their phones out, like with flashlights. They're all jumping and singing. They're having a really, really good time. So
nice.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a correlation between this and Minecraft, and I think, maybe just event movies or situations are kind of what are saving theaters right now. Not by a lot, but I think people are going to go see an event more than they'll go see a movie right now.
Well, one other thing to point out about this, it's original IP. I mean, sure, it has the legacy of K-pop music, people affiliate, stars related to this. And then also I feel like it owes something to a genre of cartoon that's been around for a long time. The Beatles cartoon, Osmond's cartoon, Jackson 5 cartoon of the 70s, the Archies, the Josie and the Pussycats, Gem and the Holograms, groups where you mix music and adventure and kind of comedy. That's a staple genre that's been around forever. So it's reinvented via K-pop with kind of a cool, simple story of protecting the world with the Hunma, right? This musical shield, keeping demons away. Simple story. And even a whole bunch of lore they gloss over in the beginning, which I'm sure will come up in further films.
Also, they're attractive characters that have flaws that overcome it. They're not perfect at everything. You do it. They did it the right way, and it's resonating with everyone. Like, I have so many people that should not be liking this, and they love it and are watching it over and over again. So it clearly did everything it is supposed to do the correct way.
And to be fair, before you make fun of me, yes, I like Gem and the Holograms, but I'm a Misfits guy. If you watch Gem and the Holograms, the Misfits were way cooler. They had the cooler songs. They're more badass. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, look up the Misfits from.
I was more of a fan of the Stingers, but yeah, I love that cartoon actually. And that's the thing. Even back then, like, that was a girl's cartoon. But many guys watched that cartoon.
Right. Because it was so ridiculous.